of authors, I sort of like to say that if there were playing cards for climate scientists, I would have these people's playing cards. I really have a huge amount of respect for the work that was put into these reports. However, just by virtue of them being regional, and just pulling out one example, in this case from the 2012 report, Sea Level Rise for the Coasts of California, Oregon, and Washington, just by virtue of being regional, they have to sort of simplify some of the information included in the reports. In this particular report, what I pulled out here is sort of the key table in that document, which provides the regional sea level projections that you might turn to if you're a planner in the state of Washington. And I just highlighted one example here where the approach they took was to sort of lump vertical land movement into two broad categories across the entire coast, north of Cape Mendocino and south of Cape Mendocino in California. And of course what that does is that approach obscures huge variability in vertical land movement, which is really, turns out to be really important at the community scale. So what the consequence that has had, at least anecdotally, is that some managers, local decision makers have looked at information like this and sort of said to themselves, hey, we are, we're uplifting, and we maybe have to worry less about sea level rise. However, as we saw in that previous graph, there's a lot of communities in Washington State, at least, where there's a lot of indication that they're actually subsiding. So this wouldn't apply to them, at least to the extent that the projections suggest. So that's really what's motivated this focus on community scale assessments on my end. So that brings us to the Jamestown Tribe's assessment, and I'm just going to walk through the approach that we followed to do the work for the Jamestown Tribe that was incorporated in their adaptation and planning process. And then I'm going to move away from the Jamestown Tribe and talk about our current process